What if I told you that the clear, potent liquid in your little green bottle is a drink that ties us Koreans back to our ancestral history? That's right, we're talking about soju, our national drink.
I bet many people see soju as just a popular drink, especially among the youth. I wonder how many actually know the rich history it possesses. Ava, are we traveling back in time today?
Exactly, Carl. Soju isn't just about the lethal hangovers or the hilarious drinking games. There's a whole culture, tradition, and centuries-old history hiding behind its vigorous charm.
Yeah, it's like an old-timer recounting tales from the past. And these tales aren't all rosy, mind you. They are tinged with battles, resilience, crisis, and survival. It's like every shot of soju whispers a different story from its past, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Sophia. We are here to decipher those whisperings today. We will take you through gory wars, demanding politics, struggling economy, and rise of a nation, all unfolding through this humble drink.
Let's not forget, soju isn't just a historical relic. Today, its role in Korean drinking culture and economy is still quite significant. So, stay with us as we explore not only its origin, but bring you up to this day.
Certainly. Journey with us as we uncover the spirit of Korea one shot at a time.
So let's delve into the origins first. Did you know soju was birthed around the time of Mongol invasions in the 13th century?
No, I didn't. I knew it was old, but not that old.
Yes, indeed. The genesis of soju happened when the Mongols brought with them the technique of distillation, which they had witnessed in Persia. And Koreans, being quick learners, adapted it to native ingredients.
What were the ingredients initially used? Have they changed over time?
Good question, Carl. In the early times, the base ingredient used was rice. But during the 1960s and 70s, when Korea was facing a rice shortage, the government forced manufacturers to use alternative grains like sweet potatoes and wheat. Even though the ban on rice use was lifted in the 90s, several companies continue to use alternative grains.
That change of base ingredients must have transformed the taste of soju over time, right?
Absolutely, Sophia. The flavor profile broadened over centuries, and it can vary from smooth and fresh, something similar to vodka, to a heavier, sweeter palate, a lot like whiskey or rum. The diversity exists due to the type of grains used, the distillation process, and even the type of water.
Interesting how the history of a country could be traced through its national liquor. From its early inception during the Mongol invasions to maneuvering through national crises and emerging as a global phenomenon. Quite a journey it has been for soju.
Okay, let's now walk through the history of soju during wartime, politically unstable era, and economic shifts. These were the exact challenges that could cripple any industry, let alone a traditional one like soju.
Whoa! A beverage surviving and thriving in war and economic crises? That certainly must have been a test of resilience.
It surely was, Carl. One could even say that the persistence of soju is reflective of the resilience of the Korean spirit.
This piques my interest, Ava. How did soju manage to survive these challenges?
Well, Sophia, during the Japanese colonial era, soju production was banned. But people didn't stop making it at home. Then came the Korean War, which propelled soju into the spotlight as soldiers sought solace in its comforting warmth. Industrialization followed in the 60s and 70s, leading to mass production of soju and embedding it in Korean culture. Today's, it's not just a drink, but an icon enduring through each milestone of Korean history.
So, it seems like soju owes its survival to the people who continued to enjoy and appreciate it, even during times of adversity.
I guess the secret sauce to soju's resilience lies in its close connection with the Korean people and their unwavering passion for this traditional drink.
Yes, Sophia, and this connection runs deep. In times of war, social unrest, economic crisis, political instability, even in times of changing tastes and globalization, soju never lost its place. The ingredients of soju, as simple as they may seem, contribute significantly to its taste. Traditionally, soju was brewed with just 3 components: rice, water, and a fermentation starter called nuruk. Imagine that. Rice, water, and nuruk are all it took to create this cultural icon.
Absolutely, Ava. And that's the beauty of it. The simplicity of its ingredients, yet the complexity in its flavors. The nuruk, a unique fermentation starter, is a key player in determining the taste.
I've heard nowadays some commercial soju brands use other grains like barley, wheat, or tapioca instead of the traditional rice.
True that, Carl. Particularly during the 1960s, when rice shortage led companies to explore alternative grains, a pattern that continues today. But, shifting our focus back to the traditional ingredients, the water quality is also critical. The purity of water used in brewing can significantly impact the final product's taste and quality.
Indeed, Ava. Even the seasonality can affect soju. Traditionally, soju was made in late autumn or early winter. Colder temperatures slow down fermentation, leading to a cleaner, smoother taste.
So, in a way, soju is a product of not just ingredients, but also time, environment, and seasons. The harmony of all these components creates a unique beverage that's part of the Korean cultural fabric.
Wow! Who knew the tale behind this drink was so intricate? This does make me question, though, how do synthetic additives used in commercial brands affect the final taste?
Well, Carl, the use of synthetic additives makes soju taste smoother and less harsh. However, it also moves away from the authentic, gritty flavour of traditional soju. In the end, it boils down to personal preferences. Exploring the brewing process, let's remember that soju was traditionally distilled at home. Often, each home had its unique method, which reflected in the complexity and layers of flavours. However, today the process is largely commercialised, wouldn't you say so, Carl?
Yes, Sophia. I believe the transition from home-based brewing to commercial production has significantly streamlined the process. It has brought uniformity in taste and quality, but at the same time it may have sacrificed the authenticity and diversity offered by home brews.
Carl, could the regions play a role in these brewing processes?
Absolutely, Ava. Different regions in Korea have distinct brewing methods. The local climate, water source, and availability of ingredients all contribute to the regional diversity of soju. In Jeju Island, for instance, softer water is used, which gives a lighter and smoother soju.
In contrast, Andong Soju, made in Andong City, is famous for employing a traditional distillation method. This soju features a heavy, rich taste and a significantly higher alcohol content.
Even the modern brands take a cue from regional variations. They try to integrate these traditional elements into their commercial production. Yet we can say that the essence of homemade brews is truly something of its own class.
Did you know that the way you pour and receive soju is more than a mere act? It's steeped in customs and etiquette, revealing much about the respect and the communal spirit in the Korean culture.
Oh yes, that's right, Ava. In fact, most Korean get-togethers begin with a communal first round, often known as ilcha, where everyone at the table drinks a shot together. This promotes unity and sets the tone for the rest of the evening.
And it's a ritual to pour the soju for others, isn't it? The pouring should be done with two hands if you are offering to someone older, showing respect, right?
Yes, it's all about respect and hierarchy. When receiving a drink, it's polite to hold your cup with two hands as well. Do you guys know about the popular drinking games associated with soju?
Well, Baskin-Robbins 31 is a popular one. It's really fun when everyone at the table participates. As per the game, players take turns counting up to 31 with the goal of avoiding being the one to say 31, right?
Exactly. And there's also the soju cap game. A twisted cap is used like a spinning top, and players flick it with their fingers. The player whose flick makes the cap fall is the one to drink. I always lose that one.
That's interesting. It seems like these games are a fun way to lighten the atmosphere and bring everyone closer. So soju is more than just a drink. It's a tool to socialize and bond?
Absolutely, Carl. Drinking soju embodies the Korean culture's communal spirit and respect for one another.
Drinking soju alone in Korea is often frowned upon, isn't it? It's all about the community and connection, right?
Certainly. In Korea, it's considered not just content, but also context that matters. Soju is typically used as a medium to foster social bonds, hence drinking alone is perceived negatively.
Is it also because solitary drinking is seen as a sign of substance abuse?
Partially, yes. But the camaraderie and collectiveness ignited by soju sessions contribute to its social functionality. It's all about shared experience, laughter, and conversations.
Quite true, Ava. There's a popular Korean idiom one shot associated with drinking soju, which means to drain the glass in a single perfect gulp. It was designed to encourage the sense of unity and mutual respect.
Indeed, the one-shot practice seems like a badge of honor and respect among peers. I suppose it ties back into Korea's long-standing tradition of communal drinking.
Interesting. So, the cultural implications of soju go beyond just being a beverage. It plays a pivotal role in social bonding.
It's more than just a drink. Soju is a social rite, a facilitator of interactions and a silent observer of human narratives. What if I told you, soju isn't just one flavor nationwide? There's as many flavors as many moonlit nights you've spent with your friends around a soju bottle.
Are you suggesting that the soju taste we know isn't universal throughout Korea?
Exactly. Just like how we Koreans are varied and unique, so is our beloved soju. Each region has its own version, often dictated by local ingredients and water sources.
Interesting point. I've personally never thought about it like that. So, what are some of these regional variations?
Well, think of it as a tale of two cities. Andong soju, for example, is made using traditional distillation methods with hard water and is stronger in alcohol content, roughly 40–45%. It gives you a wholesome and smooth flavor profile. On the contrary, modern soju, like you find in Seoul, is industrially distilled, diluted to about 20%, and is often sweetened. This primarily owes to the usage of soft reverse osmosis water.
That's a considerable difference. And all this is because of water?
Yes, water plays a substantial role in the brewing process. The mineral composition of water affects the fermentation and gives distinct taste notes. Not just that, types of grains used also play a part. For example, in some coastal areas where rice is less cultivated, soju is made from sweet potatoes or barley.
It's fascinating to hear the influence of local ecosystems on soju. It clearly speaks to the cultural roots of this beverage.
Indeed, soju truly reflects its origin, don't you think? But it's slowly changing with modern commercialization. Nevertheless, venturing into the regional variations of soju can offer a unique and enriched drinking experience.
I think the journey into regional variations of soju is replicating a voyage across Korea.
Absolutely. Let's take another leap and venture into Busan. Here, especially in the Busan-Jinhae area, soju has a unique wheat-based flavor. The brand C1 is particularly famous for this wheat-based soju that's lighter in body and less sweet. It's favored by quite a few who love the subtlety of its flavor.
That's surprising. So the base ingredient isn't always rice or sweet potato? I had no idea about this.
No, not always. The variety of ingredients used across regions is one of the things that makes soju so intriguing. Let's shift our journey to Jeju Island. Here, the soju Hallasan, named after the largest mountain on the island, is made from pure underground mineral water that flows from the mountain. It's natural, refreshing, and embodies the freshness of Jeju.
That's not all. There is a legend related to Hallasan soju. It is believed that the soju spirit there protects the people of the island and brings prosperity to them. It's quite fascinating.
It really is, Ava. We find that soju is not just a drink, but a part of cultural storytelling.
And even after crossing the entire country, we're still not done. In North Gyeongsang Province, the soju variant traditionally uses jujubes and ginseng for the fermentation process. It brings about a distinctive flavor that distinguishes it from others. The Jinro Isbak brand is a popular choice here.
Wait, does that mean even within Korea the alcohol content and flavors vary significantly?
Yes, Carl. The alcohol content can range from a mild 16% to a heavy 53%, each flavor being a story in itself.
Now, let's take a moment to ponder how all these unique flavors contribute to soju's standing in the global market. As someone from an internal corporate world, what's your take on this, Carl?
Yes, indeed, Ava. Well, it's noteworthy that although globally whiskey, rum, and vodka are well-celebrated liquors, soju has been the top-selling alcohol brand for years.
Really? Soju is internationally outperforming those well-established brands?
Indeed. Soju boasts a commendable market position not only domestically but internationally. The impressive sales figures predominantly stem from the South Korean market, but they also enjoy substantial overseas sales. Exciting, isn't it?
Wow, that's impressive. But what's the secret behind this success, Carl?
Well, one valuable factor can be intense marketing strategies. Soju brands have been quite creative in their marketing. From celebrity endorsements to sponsoring popular Korean television dramas, they have left no stone unturned. And obviously, the competitive price range compared to other liquor types contributes significantly.
But isn't Jinro a standout among these brands?
Yes, absolutely. Jinro has been the world's largest-selling liquor brand for quite some time now, not just within the soju market, but across all spirits.
It's incredible to think that a drink as culturally intrinsic as soju can dominate the global liquor industry in such a way.
It's truly a testament to soju's wide-ranging appeal and adaptability. Have you ever noticed, Ava, how soju holds a unique place? Not just in our drinking culture, but also our eating culture.
That's interesting, Sophia. I've always seen soju more as a social drink, used in gatherings and celebrations. But when it comes to cuisine, I'm not as familiar.
Oh, then you're in for some delightful surprises. You see, the mild taste and relatively low alcohol content of soju make it a best companion for spicy dishes. Just like wine and cheese, soju and spicy Korean dishes are a match made in heaven that balances the flavors.
So what dishes are traditionally paired with soju?
Well, the most popular food pairing would be Korean BBQ, particularly samgyeopsal, which is grilled pork belly. The drink's crisp and clean flavors not only cleanse our palate, but also help to cut the richness of the fatty pork. Not to mention, chicken dishes, especially fried ones, prove to be an excellent pair, as soju helps to enhance the savory flavor.
I've heard about soju being used in cocktails and cooking recipes as well. Can you elaborate on that, Sophia?
Yes, definitely. Its relatively neutral taste makes soju an ideal base for various cocktail recipes. You might have come across Yakult soju, melon soju, or the refreshing soju watermelon punch. In terms of cooking, it's used to tenderize meat or to remove unpleasant odors, especially in dishes like bulgogi or kalbi.
That's fascinating. I never saw soju as versatile, but now it's quite clear why it's become such an integral part of our cuisine and culture.
Absolutely, Ava. The fact that it's so intertwined with our food culture just add another layer to the rich tapestry that is the story of soju. Did you know soju is not just a regular drink but a part and parcel of our age-old traditions and celebrations? Let's talk about that a little.
Really? Like how?
Well, Carl, nearly every customary Korean occasion has soju interwoven into its tapestry. With its ceremonial role, it acts as a symbol of unity, prosperity, and joy. Soju has been an integral part of almost every event throughout history.
Can you give us an example?
Yes, certainly, Ava. Take our traditional weddings, for instance. After exchanging vows, the bride and groom each drink a half cup of soju, and then they mix and share the drink, symbolizing the unity and harmony of their union.
That's really interesting. And what about other events?
It goes even beyond weddings. On birthdays, the ritual is to take a shot of soju as the clock strikes midnight, credited to carry good luck for the coming year. Then, during the holiday season, tables are often brimming with delectable dishes and soju. The libation is said to unite family and friends, reinforcing bonds.
It seems like soju isn't just a beverage, it's a way to express tradition and connectivity in Korean culture.
Exactly, Ava. Soju connects us to our roots, binds us in celebration, and comforts us in solitude. It's more than just a drink. It's a part of who we are.
Every soju drinking session ends with the same question, right? How do we avoid the hangover today?
That's the universal question, isn't it? We've all had our fair share of experiences with it. But let's say we do want to avoid it. What then?
You should probably start by sticking to one type of alcohol, maybe in moderate amounts.
Absolutely, Carl. Having a balanced meal before drinking can also help.
Hydration is key too. Drinking a glass of water between soju shots can help minimize the effects of alcohol.
Right, dehydration is a significant cause of hangovers. Water can aid in flushing out alcohol from your system quickly.
That makes total sense. What else can one do?
There are certain natural remedies you can turn to, like honey, ginger, and bokbunjaju, often touted for hangover prevention.
Isn't it also true that soju was traditionally thought to have medicinal properties?
Yes, Carl. People believed that soju had medicinal properties, improving blood circulation and aiding digestion when consumed in moderation. But these claims are not backed by modern research. One needs to remember that excessive consumption of soju, or any alcohol, can have negative health implications.
It's like with most things, I guess. Moderation is crucial.
That's well put, Carl. As captivating as the tradition and culture around soju may be, it is also important to be aware of consumption practices and strategies to ensure we are drinking responsibly.